good start. Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to start in child's pose today, if you like. So you can just take yourself down. You can use any cushions or blocks or anything that you happen to have. If child's pose is not that comfortable for you, then just sit or lie in any other way. If you want, you could come into a wide leg version of it, so your knees wide, feet together. And as you lower down, you might use your hands just to act like a little cushion and just rest yourself down. Again, make sure it's a comfortable position, somewhere you can just be in. And then just beginning to come away from your morning. Start to draw yourself inwards. Just being aware of your breath, just as it moves in and out through your nose. And then start to feel the breath deepen a little. And maybe you can feel it moving into the sides and into the back of your body. Just feeling the ribs expand a little and the back rise. As your breath starts to smooth out, start to notice how your body feels here. There are areas of tension or tightness. Try and allow them to release a little bit. In this morning's class, we're going to do a little bit through yoga philosophy. So we're going to look at a concept called Sattva. And Sattva is, if you remember, we did the doshas before, and they're really kind of in Ayurveda kind of body types, whereas Sattva is one of three gunas, which really refer to kind of your mental state, and it can kind of fluctuate between the three gunas, but one will predominate, one will be your kind of dominant feature. So Sattva is kind of where we want to be. So that is balanced, calm, peaceful. But the other two can appear from time to time. And, you know, some people are mainly Sattva, or they might be mainly Rajas, which is really quite temperamental and fiery and kind of quick to act. And then other people might be more Tasmic, which is a bit lethargic, a little bit kind of laid back and not very kind of forthcoming, not very, they don't plan a lot. And the problem with kind of the current situation, with everything that's going on, with the war, with, you know, the pandemic, we all kind of have been in that Raja state for a while. So we've kind of been on high alert, that kind of fight or flight has been within us, and it's quite hard to get back to, even if you are predominantly Sattva, it's quite hard to kind of maintain that. But the practice is really just to try and bring us back to the same time and to try to calm us down if we need to, or to try to G us up a little bit for a little bit flat. So when you're ready, we're going to start to move. So you could just walk your hands just back towards your knees, just take your time, and then we're going to make our way round just into a sitting position. So we're going to start in Sukhasana today, so just our easy pose. So again, you could sit on a block, and if it's not suitable for you to cross your legs, then you can sit in any other way. And when you get there, we're just going to start to, I know you've been doing some deep breathing, but just fall into kind of your natural breath, so just in and out through your nose. And if you have a Ujjayi breath, you could fall into that as well. And then we're going to move. So when you're ready, on an inhale, we're going to start to reach up with your arms. So just take a big stretch up. all the way through the sides of your body. And then start to press the palms together on the exhale. Draw the hands all the way down towards your chest. So we'll do that again. So inhale, start to feel that you could lift and reach up through your rib cage. And then pressing the hands as you come back in. Okay, we'll do that twice more. So working at your own pace in this practice, trying to follow your breath and trying to work where it feels best to you. So come back into the center. We're going to take a little twist now. So we're going to move around to the right. So you can use your left hand and your right fingertips just behind you. Very gently to begin. So we're not kind of pulling ourselves around, but just gently moving around. We're going to keep your left hand where it is, and we'll stretch your right arms all the way across towards that left knee. And when you get there, if you can take hold of it, and then very gently start to press the knees away. And at the same time, we pull with the hands. So we create this kind of tension across the shoulders to get that little stretch. And then slowly lower your chin down. So you're in charge of the sensation. So if you want it to be more, then you can pull a little bit more and push a little bit more with your knees. If you want it to be less, you just release it a little. Now we're going to keep the cross of the arms here. So we'll slowly release your hands. And you might just place your hands now just onto your shoulders. If you want to come in for Garudasana, then we'll start to wrap the arms. So maybe taking the forearm or the other hand. And then very gently, maybe start to lift the elbows up. Again, ease yourself into it. Listen to your body and modify it as you need. And from here, slowly release your arms and then just gently roll the shoulders. So just release any remaining tension there. So we'll do that on the other side. So we'll turn around to the left, just using your right hand and your left fingertips. Again, keeping your right hand where it is, we'll reach over with the left arm. Start to feel, create a little bit more tension by pushing the knees away, pulling gently on the hands. Lower the chin if you can. Now from here again, keep the cross, release your hands, and then take your shoulders or start to move in a little bit more. Just whatever feels best. A little stretch across the shoulders. With the elbows if you can. Okay, when you're ready, we'll slowly release the arms. We'll change the cross of your legs. So you can just bring that other leg in front. So sitting upright again, we'll reach the arms out to the side. So we're going to come over towards the right. So if you place your right hand down and then start to lift up and over, so reaching through your left fingertips, make sure the left sit bone stays down. If you want to here, you could bend a little bit more into that right arm. If you can, you could release your forearm down, but just see how it feels. Start to feel that strong stretch through the side. So we need to lengthen, you need to reach with your fingers and push down a little bit through that left hip. When you're ready, inhale, come back into the center, and then we'll start to move the other way. Again, left hand down, start to reach over, bending into the elbow and the forearm a little bit. reaching through your fingertips. Okay, when you're ready, we'll make our way back into the centre. And then we're going to make our way to all fours now. So you can just take your time. As you come round, we'll come into your hands and onto your knees. We'll just do a little cat cow here. So on the inhale, drop the belly and lift the chest. And on the exhale, just rounding up. And you can stay with that. If you want a little bit more, as you exhale and round, you can also move back a little bit. We're still rounding through your back. And then as you inhale, moving forwards, maybe a little bit more. And it's really up to you if you want to just stay with that more traditional cat cow, then stay with that. Or move forwards and back as you take the cat cow. We're going to do this one more time. And then when you're ready, we'll just come back in, so towards the middle. We're going to come in for Anahatanasana, so our heart melting pose. So try and keep your hips over your knees and walk your hands forwards a little bit. And then just when you're ready, start to sink the chest down. So you don't have to go that far, and ease yourself into it. So try not to rush too quickly. Take your time and press down to where it feels right to you. Some people do this with their forearms kind of on the ground. Some people do it with their forearms lifted. So maybe try both of them and see how it suits you. But just work with what one feels best for you. You can press down more with the forearms lifted, then lift them. And again, you can stay in that kind of more traditional Anahatanasana, or if you want to, you could stay, try and lift up. So you come up onto your fingertips. You do have to lift your forearms to do that. And then we're trying to get a little bit of movement in kind of the upper back, so kind of the clavicle area. And if you can, we just circle round a little bit. So it's really your shoulders that we're trying to circle. It might feel nice, it might not. So you just, you know, if it doesn't feel nice to you, then don't do it. And then change directions, so go the other way. And again, if you've got quite loose shoulders, there'll be quite a lot of movement, but if your shoulders are really stiff, mine are particularly stiff, so it might not feel like there's a lot of movement there. Don't worry about not getting much. And then come back in towards the centre. And then from there, just start to walk your hands back. Take your time, move yourself back again. Come back into that all fours position. Now this time, with your belly pulled in, we're going to lift up through your right leg, but we're going to bend the leg. So we'll keep the leg bent and we'll flex through your right foot. Now we're going to move through this. So again, you can make it as kind of energetic or not as you want to. But on the inhale, if you want to, you could push your foot up more and we draw the chest forward. So it's a little bit like a cobra. This is our lion pose. And then on the exhale, we pull the knee in and round through the upper back and shoulders. So on the inhale, push up. So you might just push a little bit, or maybe you push a little bit more. You just create a little bit more energy into it. And then draw your knee in and round your back. We'll do that twice more. So again, any variation with as much energy as little as you can muster this morning. One more time. And then as you come back up again, just lift your knee. Now you might just keep the knee lifted here and just stay like that. You could lift your left hand and just reach back towards your right foot. Or maybe you can grab hold of it. Again, you don't have to. So you could grab that foot with your left hand and then start to push and pull yourself round towards the left side. So your chest kind of rotates. So your foot pushes into the hand and we rotate round. One more inhale. Slowly release without it pinging away. If you've got it, release it gently and come back to all fours. And when you do that, just maybe move your hips a little bit side to side. So just a quite gentle movement. Okay, we'll try that on the other side. So still with your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Lift up through your left leg. So again, we're flexing in the foot. So you might just keep it like that. Or on your next inhale, maybe you press the foot up and lift your chest forwards. And then on the exhale, pull the knee in round through your back. So inhale, pressing up. Exhale, pull it in. So we'll do that twice more. So again, take your time, work where it feels right to you. And then we'll lift up through that left leg and we'll hold it up there. So you might just hold it here, just balancing, just drawing the belly in. Maybe you reach back with your right hand, so just towards your foot. Or maybe you can grab hold of it, foot into the hand, and then as you press the foot into the hand more, rotate your chest round a little bit towards the right. And breathe. So again, slowly and carefully, start to release. Release the foot. And then step back or push back just into a little child's pose. So you can just maybe stretch your arms forwards or anything you need to do to stretch your lower back a little. When you're ready, slowly coming up. So we're going to come into that all fours position. Now from here, we're going to move into our first downward dog. So we're going to tuck your toes under and start to press and lift your hips up. Again, adjust your feet, adjust your hands whenever you get there. Maybe you bend into one leg and just hold that bent leg to gently press down through the heel of the other leg. And then just changing sides when you're ready. You can do that a few times, just bending into one leg, straightening through the other. And then today we're going to do a little crouching down dog. Come back to the center, maybe lift both heels up, and then keeping the hips high, just lower the knees down a little bit. And then press the hips all the way back up again, lower the heels. We'll do that again, so lift the heels up, bend into your knees, keep the hips high, and then lift the hips, lower the heels. I'll do that one more time, so take your time. Again, you can always just stay still. So what makes you Sattva, so what brings you into that equilibrium. Okay, on your next inhale, we'll lift the heels up. And we're going to walk up, so just take your time. Walk your feet towards your hands. Separate your feet when you get there, and just fold towards your legs. So as you fold in, maybe put your hands on your legs or your thighs. Maybe you let the arms dangle or take hold of opposite elbows. So just whatever feels best to you. Okay, from there, we'll release the hands all the way back down. As you inhale here, start to lengthen forward, stretching through your spine. And then on the exhale, we'll just fold back in. As you inhale, we're going to reach up. So we're going to rise all the way up towards the top. And then on the exhale, draw the palms together, just in front of your heart. Maybe just take a moment there to see how you feel as you come up. Just noticing if you're feeling a little bit calmer, a little bit less calm if you were too calm before, too laid back. Okay, we'll release the hands, we'll open the eyes. We're going to come in and do some classical sun salutations today. So just a few of them, and we'll modify them, and you can keep them modified or you can add a bit more. It's really up to you. So the point of a Sattva practice is that you take more care and listen to what your body needs. And that might not necessarily be less. Sometimes it needs a little bit more. So we'll spread the toes, lengthen through the legs, release the shoulders. As you inhale, we'll reach up with the arms, so maybe looking at your thumbs. On the exhale, just folding forwards towards your legs. As you inhale here, lengthen the spine. And on the exhale, step back with your right leg. And as you do that, we're going to lower your right knee towards the mat. And if you want to, you could keep your hands on the ground. Otherwise, on the inhale, we reach up with the arms. On the exhale, release the hands all the way back down. Tuck the toes, lift the back knee, and step to plank. Now, as soon as you get to plank, the knees lower down, and then bend your elbows and lower yourself down towards the ground. As you inhale, draw your shoulders back, so lift your chest a little. And on the exhale, bend into your knees, and you're either going to push back to a child's pose, or you're going to tuck your toes and push back to downward facing dog. So it's really up to you. You might not do the same thing the whole of these series, but you might. And if you want to stay in down dog, you stay there. Spread your hands. Start to pull the belly in. Start to listen to your body and notice if this is the right place for you. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We're going to look up towards the top of your mat. Your right foot is going to step forwards this time. So step your right foot up towards the top. As you get there, lower your back knee towards the mat again. So fingers down, or inhale and lift the chest up. As you exhale, release the hands all the way back down. Tuck the toes on your back leg, so lift the knee and step up towards the top of your mat. Lengthen forwards on the inhale, hold back in on the exhale. As you inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms meet the hand. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So inhale up. Exhale to fold. Lengthen on the inhale. Step back with your left leg on the exhale. Again, we're going to lower the knee down. You can keep your hands down or lift up on the inhale. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes, lift the back knee. Step to plank, lowering your knees down. Bend your elbows, lower all the way down. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, make your way back. So child's pose, or tuck the toes and lift the hips, downward facing dog. Breathing deeply. Noticing how it feels. Sometimes if we're too in that kind of Raja zone, then doing more sun salutations is not really the way forward. We need to relax them a little bit and move to child's pose whenever we can. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. So again, we'll look forward. We'll step your left foot towards the top of your mat this time. Lower your back knee down. Hands down or inhale to reach up. Exhale, release the hands. Tuck the toes, lift the knee. Step up towards the top of your mat. Lengthen on the inhale. Hold back in on the exhale. Inhale to reach. Exhale, palms to the mat, heart. So we're going to do two more of these. So inhale to reach. Exhale to hold. Lengthen forwards on the inhale. Step back with your right leg on the exhale. So lowering your knee, reaching up with the hands on the inhale. Release the hands, tuck the toes, step back. So this time you could keep your knees lifted or just lower halfway to Chaturanga. It's your choice. Inhale, upward facing on that cobra. And on the exhale, press back, child's pose or downward facing dog. Again, make choices that feel right. Maybe you're creating a little bit too much heat, so you can take a deep inhale through your nose and then just sigh it out your mouth. Okay, on your next inhale, we'll look forward. You're going to step your right foot up towards the top of your mat. So as you get there, we'll lower the knee. Start to lift the arms up if you like on the inhale. Exhale, release the hands, tuck the toes, and step up towards the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen forwards. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms meet the heart. Okay, last set. So inhale up. Exhale, fold. Lengthen on the inhale. Step back with your left leg on the exhale. Again, lower your knee, start to lift up or keep the hands down. Release the hands, tuck the toes, step to plank. So lowering your knees if you like, or bend the elbows halfway. Inhale up, exhale, back to down dog. Again, you could choose to go to child's pose, just work with what feels right. Keep note of your breath, so noticing it. And keep present with your thoughts. Okay, when you're ready, we'll look up towards the top of your mat and step your left foot up. Lowering your back knee, hands down or lift up. Release the hands all the way down. Tuck the toes, lift the knee, step towards the top of your mat. Lengthen on the inhale. Move back and on the exhale. Inhale to reach. Exhale, palms meet the heart. Maybe just take a moment there. Just closing your eyes. Noticing what aspect of the three gunas predominates. So is it Sattva? You're feeling a bit more calm. It's still Rajas, then we've got a little bit of work to do. And if you're still feeling Tasmic, then you need to do a few more sun salutations. Okay, we'll release the hands, we'll open the eyes. So we're going to do your balance. It's going to be dancer today. So again, please feel free to use a wall and just adjust it as you need to. So, make adjustments and do it in a way that suits you. So we're going to stand with your feet about hip distance apart. We're going to stand onto your right leg first. So we'll just bend into the right leg a little bit, draw your belly in. And with your right hand, you can either place it to the center of your chest, or maybe you reach up with your right hand. It's really up to you. Your left foot, you're just going to bend it. So you're just going to take that foot behind you. And again, you might just stay here, reaching up with your right hand and bending in your left leg. You might take hold of your left foot. So with your left hand, either to the inside or the outside, it's really up to you. And you might just stay here, just with your knees together. Make sure the knees don't kind of come too far apart, so still squeeze them in here. And if you want a little bit more, start to press your foot just gently into your hand. As you do that, we start to move a little bit forward. So we're creating a little bit of a back bend. Good. And find, when you get to the position that you want to be in, still find your drishti, so finding that point that you can gaze at, finding your breath, and coming out of it if you need to. You can always come back in. Okay, we're going to take one more inhale. Now we're going to slowly come out of it. So with control, releasing it back down, bringing your feet together and bringing your hands together. Maybe just closing your eyes for a little moment. Noticing your breath. And also noticing your thoughts as well. So I was listening to something the other day. It was like one of these TED Talks, and it was about negativity, so negative thoughts. And they were discussing some research that had been done that suggested that if we have negative thoughts, they actually can affect our health. And the reason that they do that if certain conditions present themselves is because the negativity actually affects our cells and changes the cells. So we have to be really careful with our thoughts and try and be positive. Speak to yourself as if you would a friend. Imagine that. So we'll go the other side. So we'll separate your feet. You'll be standing onto that left leg a little bit more. So bend into your knee, draw your belly in. So left hand to your chest or left arm reaching up. You can even keep it on your hip if you want. And then all we're going to do is to bend into that right leg. So we're just taking it behind us. And you might just stay like this. So reaching up, we're still standing on one leg. If you want a little bit more, take hold of your foot. Again, you might just stay here. Just bring your knees back together. If you want to, you could start to press very gently. So the foot presses into the hand. And then that starts to create a little back bend and starts to tilt the body forwards a little bit. You don't want to get too far forwards. Good. Make sure you've got a wall. Okay, I've got a wall. I can lean against it if I fall. And if you fall or if you wobble, then don't worry about it. Just pick yourself back up. So we all fall, we all wobble, but it's what you then do with that. How you think of it. Okay, we'll slowly come out of it, so take your time, again with control, so move out of it carefully. Release your feet back together and bring your hands back together again, maybe closing your eyes. See how it all feels. Okay, we're going to do some standing postures now. So we're going to come up towards the top of your mat. And again, there might be some movements through it, and the movements might suit you, and the movements might not. So you just have to do that or to stay still. We are just going to do a little half sun salutation, and we'll be stepping back with your right leg to warrior one. So when you're ready, again, feet together or a little bit apart, relax your shoulders. As you inhale, start to reach up with your arms. And on the exhale, we'll just fold forwards towards your legs, so taking your time. On the inhale, lengthen your spine. And on the exhale, we'll step back with your right leg. So just a warrior one position. So placing your heel down, turning your toes forward, bending into your front leg. Rise up when you're ready. So just take your time. Reaching up through your fingertips if you'd like, or maybe bring your hands towards your chest. So what suits you, what feels right. Make any adjustments, and then try and find some sattva in the posture. So some calm, some sense of peace. When you're ready, we're going to open up to warrior two. So take your time moving around. Start to maybe adjust your feet and your legs a little bit. Start to feel that openness in your hips. So drawing back through your left knee and pulling back through your right glute. Look along your front hand. Now today we're going to got that space in our hips a little bit more. So we're going to try and create a little bit of space in your chest. Now, if this doesn't suit you, if you've got any issues with your shoulders, I wouldn't do the next bit. But you could turn your head towards the center. And then we're going to turn the hands. So if you think about your thumbs, as you inhale, the thumbs are going to turn down. Your chin is going to drop down and we rotate through your shoulders. And then on the exhale, we're going to lift it all the way back up again. So turning the thumbs so your palms are up and a little squeeze through your shoulder blades. So do that again. So inhale, lower the thumbs down, drop your chin. Exhale, open it back up again. And we'll do that one more time. So again, taking it down. And then lifting up. As you come up, you'll feel that openness in your shoulders, but your palms are up, so we need to turn them down without moving the shoulders. Look along your front hand. Now from there, we're going to reverse it. So we're going to move back. So take your right hand down and lift your left arm up. So creating that spaciousness in our bodies, trying to keep that openness in our hips. And then with this, we're going to move into side angle. So start to move forwards, staying with that spaciousness as you take your arm down, and then reaching up and over, so past your ear. So creating that long straight line through the right side of your body. Being really light with our arms, so we're not kind of leaning too heavily on that arm. If you do want to go further down, you can move your left hand down towards a block of the floor, but no, there's no necessity for it. You don't have to do it. And then as you inhale, come back up again. So make your way back to that warrior two, and then slowly straighten your front leg. Now we are coming into triangle, but we're going to move back first. So coming into a reverse version of triangle, start to again feel all that space you're creating. And we want to keep that as we move forward. So start to move forward,
keeping that sense of spaciousness through the bottom side waist as you come in. So it might mean you don't go far down. If you're going further down, you need to lengthen further forward. So we're still creating that space as we come into. Maybe reach up with your top hand or maybe drop it behind your back. But just see how it feels. Use the inner thighs here, so draw them in. Open up through your chest a little. And take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly and carefully come back up again. When you come up, we're going to re-bend your front leg. So just take it into that bent position. Release both of your hands, so down towards the mat, and turn onto the toes of your back leg. As you come into this, you might lower your back knee to the ground, because we're going to come in for a twist. It's really up to you. So with the back knee lifted or lowered, you're going to keep your right hand on the ground. Your left hand can go onto your left knee, or maybe you use that left hand to twist your body round and reach and open with your left hand. Again, see how that feels. That knee can be down or lifted. And your left hand can be on your knee or reaching up towards the ceiling. Good, opening up through your chest. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. Slowly release, so take that left hand down and we'll step back to plank again. So we are just coming straight down towards your mat. So you could lower your knees or just bend your elbows, lower yourself all the way down to the ground. And when you get there, we're going to have a little rest. So you can bring your arms round, you can drop your head down and just rest there. Just see how your body feels. See how you feel. Now from here, we're going to come in and do a little bit of our cobra practice. So we're going to move your hands just down so they're kind of near your shoulders, quite close in. You can always move them further apart if that feels better. And then as you inhale here, we're going to draw the shoulders back and we're going to lift your chest. And if you want to, when you come up, you could also float your hands up off the ground. You don't have to. And then as you exhale, we'll release the hands and we'll lower ourselves all the way down. So we'll do that again. So inhale, start to draw the shoulders back, start to lift the chest a little. Maybe you lift your hands up off the ground, maybe you keep them down. And then slowly on the exhale, release your hands, lower yourself down. We'll do that one more time, so just take your time. Drawing your shoulders back and lift up. Maybe when you come up, your hands can float off the mat. Good, slowly release the hands. Lower yourself down. Well done. When you get there, you can keep your hands through the arm and then press yourself up to an all fours position. So you're going to make your way up. As you come up, maybe walk your knees in and maybe make a little bit of movement with your hips. So you can sway them side to side, circle them round. Any little movement that you like. And then from here, we are going to move back into downward facing dog. So we're just going to move on to the other side. So we'll tuck the toes under. We'll start to lift the hips up and back. Again, take a moment there. So make any movements or just simply stay still and just enjoy the stretch. Now this time your right foot is going to step up towards the top of your mat. So if you look where you're going, step your right foot forwards. So we're coming into warrior one again. So we're going to spin on the heel of the back leg, bending into the front leg, rise up when you're ready. Okay, take your time. Again, reach with your arms, let the shoulders release a little bit. Make sure your weight is even, so we're not leaning towards that front leg more, but we're balanced and in the center of the posture. Shoulders and the hips rotating round. Find your drishti and your breath. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We'll start to open up to warrior two again. So taking your time, moving around. Again, start to feel that openness in your hips. So maybe you draw back a little bit on that right knee. Looking along your front hand, we're going to turn the head, so just towards the center again. So we'll move these arms. Again, any issues with your shoulders, I wouldn't bother. So the thumbs then are going to turn down. Rotate your shoulders a little bit and drop your chin down. Still press strongly through your feet. Exhale, just open back up so you get that little kind of squeezing together of your shoulder blades. So do that again. So inhale, lower the arms, drop your chin. Exhale, lift the arms, open up through your chest. Okay, we'll do that one more time. So inhale and exhale. As you come up this time, we're going to turn the palms down, but we're not going to change the position of our shoulders. Look along your front hand. And then we're going to reverse it. So move your left hand down, right arm reaching up, so creating all of that space, still pressing equally through your feet. Good, and reach through your fingers. Start to feel the stretch occurring in your ribs and your side body. Now keep that space as you move into side angle. So just start to float forwards, placing the forearm down, reaching up through your fingertips. Maybe you let that arm drop. So if it's too much, then just release it. And if you want to come further down, then move your hand down, but still keep that sense of stretching to the side. So as soon as we rotate forwards, we're kind of lost the integrity of the pose. Well done. Okay, we'll start to move up. So draw your belly in, lift yourself back up again, and straighten your front leg. And you might need to hop your feet in here. If you do, then do. So we'll reverse it first. So we'll move back, lifting up, creating all of that space now through the side of your body. And then so as you come forwards into triangle, keep reaching forwards and then release the hand down. Just to where it will go without force. See how it feels. Make sure that your right hip is not pushing out to the side too much. So squeeze it in towards the middle, squeeze the inner thighs towards one another. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We'll come back up again, so take your time and re-bend that front leg. As you do that, release both hands down towards the mat, turning onto the toes of your back leg. So remember, you can always lower this back knee to the mat if you feel that's better. And then we'll come in for the twist again. So we're going to keep that left hand down, right hand onto your right knee maybe. You can use that just to gently pull your chest round towards the right a bit more. And then maybe you reach up with your right arm, but just see how it feels. If it's too much, don't do it. Keep your arm down. Try not to pull the arm past the line of your shoulder. So we're aligning through our shoulders here. Good. Take one more inhale. And then release your hand back down towards the mat. So as you do that, we'll step to plank again. We're just simply lowering down. So if you need to go in any other way, do that. So you could lower your knees first or bend your elbows, release yourself towards the ground. And as you get there, take a little rest. So you deserve it. Bring your arms down, drop down, breathe. So this time we're going to do a little bit through our locust pose. So if you want to, you can keep your arms just crossed here and your head down. Start to move your feet closer together. So maybe touch the big toes here. And then as you inhale, if you want to, just start to lift your legs up off the ground, just stretching through your legs. If you want a little more, you can move your hands so they come down the sides, and you could have your hands palm down. Press into your palms and lift your chest up at the same time as you lift your legs. If you want a little bit more, maybe reach your fingers back towards your feet, draw the shoulder blades together. Or you could interlink your hands just at your low back, lifting up
through your hands. So you lift the hands away from the back as you lift the chest and lift the legs. And just breathe there. Again, think more length, so through the crown of your head, through your feet, rather than trying to get too high. Okay, from there, we'll slowly release, so everything releases back down. Maybe bring your arms back around so you can lay your head down. And if you'd like to here, just simply bend your knees and sway your feet a little bit side to side. Okay, from here, we'll start to move back up. So you can use your hands. So just underneath your shoulders, press yourself to an all fours position. As you come in, just maybe move your hips a little bit again. So just, again, some gentle circles or movement side to side, whatever feels best. Okay, from here, we're going to have a little seat. So you can start to walk your hands back towards your knees and a little seat towards the front. And we're going to come in for Baddha Konasana first here. So we're just going to bring the soles of your feet together, so sitting up onto your sit bones. And then you can bring your hands just onto your feet. If you'd like, you could also use your elbows here and just gently push the knees and the thighs away. And then if you want to, you can fold in. So you can just take your time, just taking hold of your feet, just fold forwards. Try and relax here, so rounding as much as you can. So even if you're high, you can still drop your head and round your shoulders. And when you're ready, we'll slowly come back up again. As you come up, we're going to straighten out through your left leg. So if you just straighten your leg forward, you can keep your right leg pretty much where it is. You could draw it in a little bit and press the knee down. And we're coming in for a twist here. So we're going to re-bend your left leg. And you might just place your left foot just along the front of that right shin. So maybe move it up. You bend your right leg in, left leg straight. Sit upright, so you're kind of on both sit bones still. And then we bend the left leg in. So your left foot is either going to go along the shin somewhere, or you could take it so it comes in front of your right thigh. So it comes kind of all the way around. So that's in our twisted position. Now we're twisting to the left, so use your right hand or your right arm, and then the left fingertips are going to go behind you. Just a twist that we did at the beginning. We did a kind of different one, but just see how it feels. So does it feel a little bit more spacious now? A little bit more sattva? Okay, slowly release. So come back in towards the center. Release your legs, and this time we'll bring the soles of the feet back together, but you're going to widen your legs, not widen them, but you're going to move them a little bit further away. So it's a more kind of spacious version of Baddha Konasana. And then from there, you could just take your hands onto your feet again and fold in. Otherwise, you could take your hands underneath the legs, so the lower leg, and then bring your hands on top of your feet. If that feels better for you, then do that. And then try and release into that. And just breathing deeply. Well done. Now when you're ready, slowly start to move out of it again. So removing your hands if you've got them under. Come back up. So this time again, straighten your right leg and then bend your left leg a little bit more. So we're trying to get that left knee kind of down somewhere towards the ground. And then bend your right leg in. So your right foot is going to go somewhere along that front shin. Or maybe you can take it all the way around so it comes in behind the front of your left thigh. You choose. And then using your left hand or your left arm, we're coming around to the right this time. So right fingertips behind you. And start to move in. And again, just breathe into it. See how it feels. It feels different from the other side. And then slowly come back in towards the middle. When you come back in, release your legs. We're going to come down to a lying position now. So we are going to do a little bridge when we get there. And you can just make your way onto your back. If you've got a block and you want to use it as a more restorative bridge, then do that. Otherwise, make your way down. Walk your feet in. So we've got our feet quite close to your hips and the feet about hip distance apart. We'll just start with the arms just down onto the ground. And then as you inhale, we'll start to press through your feet and lift your hips. So you might just lift a little and place your block under if you're using one. Otherwise, lift the hips a little bit higher. So to any position here, it's really just up to you. And again, you could stay here. Today, we're going to move our arms, which I think gives you a little feeling of a massage on your shoulders. You might not agree with me. So you don't have to move them. But if you want to, as you inhale, we'll reach the fingertips away. And then lift the arms up and overhead. And then on the exhale, we bring the arms all the way back round again. So just in that slow movement, keeping the hips pressing up. So inhale, lift up and over. And exhale, releasing down. Good, so we'll keep that moving. So you'll start to feel a little bit of movement in your shoulders. A little bit more pressure and release. Again, it might feel pleasant, it might not. So you just have to decide on that one. Okay, we'll do one more of these. So just taking your time. And then when your arms come back down again, we'll lower ourselves down. Again, this time take your time and move down a little teeny bit of time. So through each and every bone in your back. Release yourself down. So we're going to take a very simple twist today. So you can stretch your arms out to the sides. And then when you're ready, just drop your legs just over towards one side. Maybe turn the head and look along the other arm. When you're ready, inhale to the center. We'll just take it the other way. So again, just